Clan Balfour history. The Balfour clan takes its name from the barony of the same name and is located near the joining of the rivers Orr and Leven in Fife, the parish of Markinch, formerly belonging to a family which were long heritable sheriffs of Fife. Balfour Castle is built upon their ancient possessions in the vale or strath of the Orr, a tributary of the Leven, near their confluence. Bal Orr is the original name and is used more often by the older manuscript writers, and is variously stated to be from the Gaelic Balfour, or the town at the foot of the Orr, the DH in for being silent, or Balfour, the cold place slash town. The family of Balfour contains no less than 13 landed proprietors in that county of the name, the Balfours of Burley, of Fernie, of Dunbog, of Denmiln, of Grange, of Forret, of Randerson, of Radney, of Northank, of Balburney, of Hulbeath, of Lawlethan, and of Banktown. Torry and Boghall, Kinloch are also landed proprietors of the Balfours. In his Memoria Balfouriana, Thibault says the family of Balfour is divided into several branches, of which those of Balgavi, Antoine, Denmiln, Palavy, Hariston, and Kirkton are the principals. The Balfours of Strathor and Monkhany. During the reign of Duncan I, 1034 to 1040, Siward the Dane, Earl of Northumbria, came north from Northumbria. Siward had a son Ossulf, then Ossulf had a son named after his father Siward II, who was given by King Edgar the Valley of Orr, that is Strathor and Maeve, the Isle of May, in 1097 in return for the head of Ottar the Dane. The Balfours are said to be descendants from Siward. Siward's son Octred witnessed the charter of David I about 1141 and was probably the founder of the castle, which henceforth gave name to his descendants. The Isle of May was in possession of the Balfours of Moncany for many generations, and its position guarding the entrance to the Firth of Forth probably suggested the family motto Fordward, in Saxon Forthward. The otter's head has ever since appeared in the arms of all Suarth's legitimate descendants. The original coat of arms was almost certainly adopted from Suarth too. When the Balfours of Denmiln sold their estate to Major General George Scott in 1773, the Isle of may also have been sold at the same time, as later in 1840, when Henrietta Scott, daughter and wife of the Duke of Portland, sold Denmiln, she also sold the Isle of May about the same time. Octred's son was called Sir Michael de Balfour, and about the year 1196 obtained a charter from William the Lion, dated at Forfar. Michael's son, Sir Ingelramus de Balfour, Sheriff of Fife, in 1229. The first record of the name is that of John de Balfour, who appears on an assize in 1304. During the reign of Alexander II, he witnessed a charter of confirmation at the monastery of Aberbrothick, of a mortification to them by Philip de Mowbray. De uno plenario tofto inercathing, Sir Ingelramus de Balfour may have been the father of Henry, as there seems to be some confusion whether Sir Ingelramus de Balfour was Michael's son. Either way, on the death of his son, Sir Michael de Balfour, Octred divided his estate among his grandsons. Upper Strathor to Sir Michael de Balfour, and Lower Strathor to Sir William de Balfour. Sir William was the Sheriff of Fife, who was witness to a charter by Sir Alexander Seton, circa 1200. Received Balfour Castle in the lower part of the Strathor from his father Octred, and transmitted them to his son. Then followed a line of Balfours from Sir William. Sir Michael in Upper Strathor, also Sheriff of Fife, sat as a Baron of Parliament at Ayr, 6th of April 1315, along with David de Balfour. Their seals are appended to the Act of that Parliament for settling the crown. Sir Michael died in 1344, his son John succeeding him. He may have had another son, Adam, who married the granddaughter of Macduff, brother of Colbane, Earl of Fife, and obtained with her the lands of Pittencrieff. He died of wounds received at the Battle of Durham, and was buried in Melrose Abbey. His son John died without issue in 1375. His office reverted to the crown, and his sister and heiress, Janet, as a ward of the crown, was given in marriage to Sir Robert de Bethune, Familiaris Regis Roberti, as he is styled. Of this marriage is descended the present family of Bethunes of Balfour. From them proprietors of Balfour are descended, and several of the other 5 heritors of the name of Bethune, the Bethunes of Bandon, of Creek, of Tarvet, of Blebo, of Clato, of Craigfoodie, and of King Ask, were also descended of them. Of the most remarkable personages belonging to the Bethunes of Balfour were James Bethune, Archbishop of Glasgow and Chancellor of Scotland; his nephew, Cardinal David Bethune, 1493 to 1546, educated at St Andrews and Glasgow universities. He negotiated both marriages of King James V, 1512 to 1542, with the French court. As Abbot of Arbroath, Beighton sat in the Scottish Parliament from 1525. He was effectively the last Archbishop of St Andrews, appointed to this position in 1539. Opposed by John Knox, 1513 to 72, Beighton was murdered by Protestant reformers in the same year as he executed George Wishart, 1513 to 46. David Balfour of Balbathy and New Grange was, third son of Sir Andrew Balfour of Moncunny, was one of the murderers of Cardinal Bethune. The nephew of the Cardinal, James Bethune, was Archbishop of Glasgow. In the ruined house of Balfour were original portraits of Cardinal Bethune and of Mary Bethune, celebrated for her beauty, one of Mary, Queen of Scots' 4 Marys. Craik Castle was a 16th century castle where Mary Bethune was born. At this failure of male heirs of Sir William de Balfour, chiefship of the Balfours of Strathore devolved on the representatives of his brother. The barony passed down through his male line of heirs. Sir Michael de Balfour of Strathore, Knight, was brought up by his kinsman Duncan the 12th Earl of Fife, who, in 1353, gave him the valuable lands of Mount Fanny, Moncunny, in exchange for the poorer property of Pittencrieff. He became male representative and chief of the family on the death of his kinsman, Sir John of Balfour, of that ilk, and as such assumed the arms of that family without a difference, as they were courted by Beaton of Balfour on marriage with the heiress Janet. The Countess Isabella, daughter of Earl Duncan, also bestowed many grants of land upon her cousin, Sir Michael, who, at her death without issue, should have succeeded as her nearest heir. But the Regent Albany, the brother of her second husband, obtained the earldom in virtue of a disposition in his favour by the Countess. Sir Michael died about 1385. His eldest son, Michael Balfour, first of Mountwanny and Strather, had a son, Sir Lawrence, of Strathore and Mountwanny, who, by his wife Marjorie, had 3 sons: George, his heir; John of Balgarvie, progenitor by his son James of the Balfours of Denmiln, Forret, Randerson, Torry and Boghall, Kinloch, and David Balfour of Caraldston or Carriston. The latter family terminated in an heiress, Isabel Balfour, who married a younger son of the 4th Lord Seton, ancestor of the Setons of Carriston. James Balfour, son of John Balfour of Balgarvie, in 1451 obtained from King James II the lands of Denmiln, in the parish of Abdy, and the county of Fife, originally belonging to the Earls of Fife, and which fell to the crown at the forfeiture of Murdoch, Duke of Albany. This James Balfour was slain at the siege of Roxburgh, soon after the death of James II, in 1460, as appears from a charter granted by James III in favour of John Balfour his son. who married Christian Sibbald, daughter of Peter Sibbald of Rankeillor, and fell with his sovereign, James IV, at the Battle of Flodden in 1513. Patrick, his son, was the father of Alexander Balfour, whose son, Sir Michael Balfour, was knighted at Holyrood House, 26th of March, 1630, by George Viscount Duplin, Chancellor of Scotland, under a special warrant from Charles I, and the same year in which his son Sir James received a similar honour. Sir Michael was Comptroller of the household of Charles I, and was equally distinguished for his military courage and civil prudence. By his wife Jane, daughter of James Durran of Pitcairn, he had 5 sons and 9 daughters, 7 of whom were honourably married.